Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and how they are so good at not knowing how to run a front office. This on another episode of... So first off, we gotta talk about the Trey Hendrickson situation in Cincinnati. So Trey Hendrickson wants a contract extension. The Bengals have been kicking this can down the road for a few years, and he's gotten better every season they've pushed it off. He wants long-term security, and he wants to be paid similarly to the other pass rushers that he's playing like. He wants to be paid like Myles Garrett, essentially. Not maybe as much as him, but in a similar context to what Myles Garrett is making with the Cleveland Browns. Earlier this offseason, the Bengals, of course, paid Shemar Chase and T. Higgins. So, again, the issue of Hendrickson's contract extension has come up. He, of course, his current contract ends at the end of the 2025 season. Of course, the Bengals haven't really wanted to re-sign him. They have not at all engaged well with him in this offseason. Of course, Hendrickson has come out and laid out basically all the information about the current discussions between him and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's very dramatic, but it honestly is probably necessary to even get the Bengals to try and work with him. And the one thing that I don't quite get about the Bengals is, what are they thinking? What do they think their defense will be without Trey Hendrickson? He was their main sack getter last year. Without him, that defense might legitimately be terrible. And that's something I'm not sure the Bengals front office has fully comprehended. Yes, the NFL is a business, in quotation marks, and of course, all teams' front offices treat it like a business, but I think they got to understand that while, yes, it's a business, you guys paid Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Shemar Chase like you're playing Madden. And when you do that, and you have a guy on defense who produces to the same level as those guys on offense, and you don't pay him, well, he has to consider the business too, buddy. He gets the same ability to look at and say, hey, if it's a business, I'm getting treated like I'm the minimum wage employee, while the other guys who are doing just as much as me are getting the penthouse suites, the raises, the company cars, all that. And so the Bengals have a choice to make. They either pay him, which I'm not necessarily sure how they'll be able to do that and still be able to afford having a team, or they don't pay him, or they trade him. And the thing is that in the modern NFL, this NFL that we live in right now, you need a defense to win a Super Bowl. The Eagles proved that thoroughly in the 2024 Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Having a defense that can actually do things is important. If the Bengals get rid of Trey Hendrickson, I'm not sure they have a defense. Last year, they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL, as proven by the fact that Joe Burrow basically had to score 30 points a game just to have just to win. Because their defense could not stop anything. And moving on to the second topic for today, we have Shemar Stewart and his contract issues with the Bengals. And the best part is he's a rookie. How do the Bengals mess up a rookie contract? Well, let's find out. So, it's not about the money. Shemar Stewart and his people have said it's about the specific language of the contract. There isn't very much a rookies can negotiate on the rookie deal, but there are a few things. One of those is when the Bengals tried to add language that would make it easier for them to cut Stewart in the future. And that's an issue, because what rookie is going to sign a contract that basically says, oh yeah, if we don't like you after 3 years, yeah, we can cut you easier. Yes. That's going to make him very happy. And why are the Bengals doing this? They don't need to do this. The rookie contracts are by design pretty low risk. And they didn't do this to their previous first-round draft picks, so why are they doing it to Stewart? Well, that I don't know, but what I do know is this is not how you make a good first impression on your first-round rookie. This is how you alienate them and get them to feel treated wrongly by you, and then when their rookie contract does expire, they will happily leave. Maybe the Bengals are thinking he won't be that good, and therefore they won't mind him being alienated after his rookie contract. Which, if that's what they're thinking, good luck, Bengals. But if he does turn into a good NFL player that they maybe want to retain, and down the road they come back to him, they say, hey, Stewart, we want to extend you. Let's talk. And then he just is like, hey guys, remember that time that you tried to make it easier to get rid of me on my rookie deal? How about no? And that's sort of what they're setting themselves up for with this. And I am just so confused why this is an issue. Why do they even want to do this to the poor kid? But with that being said, it brings us back to the main issue, is the Bengals are just trying to take advantage of their defensive players. And without Stewart, and especially Hendrickson, their defense might as well not show up for 2025. And with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe down below, comment what you think, and I'll see you next time.